before we get into the Elimination Chamber and the winners and losers from that, we got to talk about our favorite loser. No, I
wonder
don't
who
know,
this
call
is.
it Dave Meltzer. And this is Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week, even though there's more than one a week. So Hairline, have you been paying attention to Meltzer lately? This guy's spiraling out of control. He's clearly it's like the biases or the page shillness is clearly just out in the open at this point, and he's just taken so much L's, and especially when it comes to WWE. We say it all the time on the show. He doesn't know shit about WWE, period. He never does. And then AEW likes to stooge to him, so that's why he gets shit right about them. Hairline, have you heard, you were saying off pod, obviously, you're like, dude, he's taken more L's than ever. You're like, so I'm curious to see what the L of the week will be. And it's hard to keep up, honestly, because there's more than one a week, this segment.
For real.
Did you ever, 10 years ago, did you ever take him seriously?
Well, okay, so like before AEW, he was just like the New Japan mark to me. You know what I'm saying? So like it's not that I didn't take him seriously or that unserious, you know what I'm saying? But it was just all like he was a very niche demo and all that, and then all this AEW shit happened and like, ugh.
Or like it's just like you didn't even think about it the way we do now because he's all up in our face because the internet. Do you think that's what it is?
There you go.
Yeah, because he really cultivated that, like, because like I said, I was on NoDQ.com and that was like a message board early on, dude. To me, I feel like that's what Dave cultivated. Like he literally siphoned off all of those people and they just like worship what he said because he was all up in there. And now what he says is just up in everyone's face. And people say like, don't let his star ratings and his what he has to say bother you. And it's like, we don't hear at Pro Wrestle Times, dude. We turned it into a segment and laugh at his ass called Dave Meltzer Dumb Moment of the Week, which we're going to play this clip for Meltzer. And I want you guys to tell us what you think about this in the comments or wherever you can too, because there's nothing more than I love when I post these videos and I'm reading the comments of what people say about Dave, dude. But anyways, this is per at Meltzer said what. He quotes Meltzer and says, for whatever reason, poor people don't like AEW. And then Meltzer said what continues to say, Dave, with his ever-shrinking list of sources, had to burst one out of his favorite data points, i.e. the only thing he still has access to, the good old-fashioned traditional pay-per-view buy numbers, which, like, don't mean shit. This is why WWE and UFC don't do pay-per-view anymore, guys. They have ESPN. Like, they do pay-per-view. They do. But it's like pay-per-view, like you sign up to ESPN Plus or Peacock or whatever, and then you get it as well. You pay like a premium on ESPN Plus, and then you also get the pay-per-view because they're trying to move away from that model. But yeah, here's what Dave had to say. I guess poor people only watch WWE and don't like AEW.
I actually got a listing just this week of essentially all the pay-per-view buys by state from TNA, WWE, and AEW. And it's very interesting because I think the one thing that's most interesting is for WWE pay-per-views, okay, the people who still buy on pay-per-view, they are most successful in states where the average income is the lowest. You would think that.
Okay, so it took 7 minutes to get there, guys, but what he just said was WWE's more popular in the States, and you can tell he's hesitant to even say this because he knows it's bullshit, and he knows that what point does this make? The only point this makes is that with how hot WWE is and AEW isn't, the only point this proves is that even poor people are willing to reach in their pockets to watch what WWE's got going on, dude. So you're a fucking idiot, like rich people or more well-off people, however the fuck this is the dumbest conversation ever, but they are more inclined to just buy whatever and throw on whatever pay-per-view, right? So all you're doing is pointing out that there's just people willing to okay, the same people who buy AEW pay-per-views, I guarantee they also buy WWE pay-per-views. But also, a bunch of poor people or lesser income people are buying WWE pay-per-views as well, more prevalently. Why? Because it's more affordable and it's way hotter right now. Do you understand? Right. So all he's doing is making AEW. It doesn't even make AEW. It just makes him look fucking stupid, because all this is doing is just highlighting like that you're reaching and scratching and clawing for any little. What does this? So poor people bad, Dave? So you're an elitist. This is that elitist, gatekeepy, weird mentality that they've created about AEW that's driven so many people off. So sorry, I had to pause and just say that there. But yeah, let's continue. He's got some facts, possibly. I doubt it.
The lowest. You would think that people who would pay $60 for a pay-per-view would probably come from more affluent states than the ones who pay whatever, Peacock is $9.99, I think again, or $8. Maybe it's I think it's $8.
Yeah, Dave, do you get it? Oh man, he's so fucking stupid. Let's just let him talk himself into a grave. I can.
Get it, right? But it's obviously nothing. But it's just interesting. But for AEW, it's the opposite. AEW, the more affluent the state is, the better they do on pay-per-view. And Oklahoma, where they were tonight, is one of the states.
Yeah, so this is ready. There's more affluent people in California, so they just throw on whatever pay-per-views, dude. And they just buy pay-per-views. Whereas Peacock in California costs $25, and the motherfucker probably just has Peacock and can throw WWE on there. But with AEW, they don't have that option, which is why Tony Khan's desperate to go to streaming. And which is why you're a fucking idiot for even pointing this out. Are you following what I'm saying, Hairline? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, because it's just like, what is this idiot talking about? Literally, you're a dumb fucking schmarmy elitist fuck. Jesus Christ. Taylor Swift. The Rock. 3,000 people.
But WWE does
it was great
on pay-per-view. There are a lot of states, and this really does correlate. I looked at the states
that
performs the worst on pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah.
They've been running all these shows, and WWE's doing great in those states.
Oh, they're doing great.
Pay-per-view, amazingly enough. So it's
amazingly not. Like, all he's pointing out is how hot WWE is. Oh, it's amazing. Even in the poor states, WWE's killing it on pay-per-view right now, Doug. Oh, Davey Wavy, man.
Different places and different audiences that are buying the pay-per-views, and
pay-per-views.
Probably, it's an interesting thing, like where they're more popular and where they're not. But I think that like they need to be going.
Affluent elite wrestling. That's the new name of it.
States with the highest income, because that's where AEW's popularity is also the highest. For whatever reason,
Okay, but Dave, they do that, and then even when they did they were in California, and they drew not even 2,000 people to see the Bucks. You know what I mean? So it's like that's what they do, Dave, and they're not drawing houses, and it's not making money. So why don't they come out and support the show? Well, because, Dave, rich people just throw pay-per-views on, bro. Have you ever just gone to like a rich buddy's house and they throw a pay-per-view? Or what about, you don't even have to be rich. There's just people who throw pay-per-views on. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not even a rich thing. It's not even really that. It's just like, do you have an extra $50? Yeah, I like wrestling. I'll throw it on while I have people over. And even if they're not watching the TV, we're playing beer pong and chilling and the fucking pay-per-view's on or whatever, dude. Like, it's not like this crazy thing. So I don't know, man. Yeah, that's just, I don't know. What do you think about all this, Hairline?
He's just droning on, man, like Tony does.
It just puts
yeah. There's a lot of states. Yeah, we know there's 51 of them. We're all aware.
Okay, so that was Dave Meltzer's fucking 50 millionth dumb moment of the week.
Play us out.